student could ever get. Billionaire Robert Smith gave a commencement speech at Morehouse College a couple of weeks ago. His inspirational words were great, but what he did next was even better.
We're going to put a little fuel in your bus. Now, I've got the alumni over there, and this is a challenge to you, alumni. This is my class, 2019. And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
Wow, he paid off every graduate student loan. If you have a child looking to go to college, our first guest says there's a lot more to choosing a school than finances. Welcome Ibrahim Firat with Firat Education. Good morning. As we say, necessity is the mother of invention. Getting into school today is so crazy in many cases that it's created a whole new industry, which is how you ended up doing this.
Absolutely, but we also made it crazy to begin with because there are over 4,000 colleges in the United States, and our research shows that 72% of last year's class have applied to the same 146 schools.
Wow.
So what that does is, it skyrockets the application numbers and, it destroys the admit rates.
Yeah, and it does kind of almost become a popularity contest. People say, well, I'm going to this school because I remember when Vince Young won the national championship for UT, how many kids were like, I want to go to UT. I go, but why do you want to go there? Like, I went there, but why do you want to go there? They go, well, they won the national championship. Maybe you don't play football.
Exactly.
Right?
Or do you even enjoy football in the first place?
Yeah.
So every college has to offer something. We call this the OMASA, offerings, mission, activities, the spirit and atmosphere that it really offers, and we need to match it with your personality.
Yeah, all right. So the process that you take people through, no wonder like you had this movie stars like trying to pay for the kids to get to college. It gets really complicated, but anyway, that was wrong. But the process you take people through, you ask them a number of questions. One is, like you just said, what is the child's personality? And that can even come down to, do you have a child who will be good going away from home?
Absolutely, or someone who can even see blood and wants to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So that even goes to the personality and the interests.
And different schools, I know, like with A&M and UT, whenever I go visit my friends at A&M, it is very insulating right away. You walk in, there's this family. UT a little bit more independent. So
Absolutely.
What kind of fit would that be for your child? What would you like your actual major to be?
So that's a key point. You're about to make a huge investment, not just money, time, but you're investing in your future. So we need to look at the skills that you have or you can develop, and also the opportunities for growth and excelling personally and academically.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, we run a series of assessments that identifies the personality, the interests, the values, activities you like, activities you don't like.
Yeah,
and
your values.
Your values are huge.
Yeah, some people would like their kids to go to a school with a religious base to it, military schools, and even activities that you like to do, because what you want to do and what you saw was that a lot of your friends would be dropping out of school because of all kinds of other reasons.
Absolutely, and it costs so much money. So again, another research shows that every year that you're delayed to graduate from college, it costs you $150,000.
Wow.
In lost tuition, lost wages, living expenses, and so on.
Yeah.
It's really expensive.
Okay, so you ask all these questions, and then after the review, you provide college and career assessments, and you will give a list of at least 30 plus colleges that kind of fit your needs, and then you make that student do the homework.
Yes, and the research component is the key. So the first thing, obviously there are a lot of resources out there. The school's website is a great resource, but at the same time it's biased. Every school is going to sound great. So you have to go to some neutral resources. One of them is this FISC guide to colleges. We really love this because it focuses on the strengths of the schools and then what they have to offer. There's the College Board search feature, big search feature. It's a really great resource as well. And College Confidential. It's actually a resource where current students and former students post anything and everything about the college, the student life, what's going on campus on Saturdays.
And if you can't actually visit,
if you cannot actually visit, you get the feel already. But the next step after that is to actually visit the colleges.
Yeah, and then you want them to eliminate them and put them in basically 3 different categories.
3 different buckets. The first bucket is your favorite bucket, so you want to really follow through with the visit. 2 is you're interested, but you're not dying for it. And 3 is your trash can. Don't even consider it for whatever reason that might be.
All right, you have, because we're so GPA focused today. Yeah. GPA is not the only reason why you can get into a school, and you almost feel like almost any child can get into college. It just depends on what the choice is. You have a story about a girl named Kate, who is got like an 8.0, not even a 4.0, an 8.0. But she made a decision where she was going to go based on some of these other things you ask her to ask herself.
Absolutely, and when we ran our assessments, she would have been fit for many of the top Ivy League colleges.
Yes, Harvard.
Yeah, exactly. She would have been, but you know what? We found that Wellesley College in Massachusetts is a great fit for her for what she wanted to do. She visited, she fell in love with it, and from that point on, we focused everything that we need to do for that college and her top 5 list.
Yeah, and let me ask you about this, because a lot of us are talking about this in the office, that, our first couple of years were really spent going through things that we did our first 12 years of school. So do you necessarily have to go away to a big college? Our community colleges knock that out and stay at home and save money, right?
Absolutely. So, in fact, if you're going to stay in state, one of the ways to test out college is to go through a junior college or community college, trade school, to really find out if you can do this at a college level. Once you do, your credits are saved and they're transferable over to a 4-year institution where you start as a junior.
Right. And still, when you graduate, that diploma is going to say that college that you went to. All right. We have a couple of folks in the audience today who have some questions for you, starting with Vincent. Good morning.
Hello.
What's your question?
How do you help students overcome the fear of college, especially for first-generation college students?
Yeah, and going away for the first time, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one. So if you've done the pre-work or the research as I suggested here, really you're removing some of that fear away because you're already seeing what the college is like. You're talking to professors, you're talking to students, you're talking to admissions. In fact, some colleges offer what they call overnight programs, where you as a high school student, you go in and you stay overnight, you shadow a student, you go into class with them, and really you see how it's like. If you've done all those steps, once you step on that campus, you're not really feeling that foreign to that campus.
Yeah.
So that's one way. Another way is to go to probably a community college through the summer and really finding out, if you can do the college level material. You probably do that in high school anyway, but if you do it on a college campus, then you're probably positioning yourself better.
Yeah. And when you see at graduation, everybody talk about where they're going to go and what they're going to do next, that also can help encourage you. Okay, Guadalupe, good morning.
Good morning. I had a question. How do I know if the degree plan I have is right for me?
So the degree plan, there's 2 ways. Some colleges want you to know or figure out really, like as a 17, 16-year-old, what you want to do with your life. Some colleges say, you know what, it's undecided, it's general studies, you take the core classes available, and then you, as a sophomore in college, you declare what your major is.
Because you will change your mind like 3 or 4 times.
And you might, and that's totally okay. We're not asking you to figure out your life early on. However, you also need to keep in mind that there are ways to figure this out early on, like with certain assessments. Even your schools offer, certain programs where you run through personality assessments and values and interest skills. You can see your college counselor and really figure those out early on. But really, figure out if you're totally undecided, it's okay to go undecided and go take the basic route.
And it goes back to what you were saying, like, look at what your natural personality is. What do you really like to do? Sometimes people say they want to be something that sounds good, like I will be a doctor, when you want nothing to do with it. Like you said,
Absolutely.
the sight of blood.
You can't see blood.
Yeah. And for you were a history major.
Yes, I was. So I started off as an engineering path. And then I started taking physics classes and realized, maybe not.
Yeah, right. And then became an entrepreneur and started this,
exactly.
right?
So I went to history thinking that I would go to law school, but that didn't quite work out either. And then I went to MBA, and now I own my own business because I realized, okay, I lost some potential wages, and I was an international student. That was even worse for me. So I had to help others not fall into the same mistake.
Yeah, all right. For more information and how to receive assistance from Firat Education, we have a link on greatdayhouston.com.